We're going to record this one live. I'm going to experiment here. We're just going to go right ahead and we just want to go over a few things here. I got a lot of questions again, usually about, looking back on the comments from before, from my longer form video, where people really enjoyed the fact that I just took the time to go over and talk about how it is when you go in and you start to storyboard stuff digitally, and about how to do just really simple things like how do you do something that's more than 6 panels, which is another way of saying how do you draw a longer scene. Now, if you remember in the last video, ignore all of this, people, nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. A lot of it is just a bunch of junk. Where did we go here? Was that it? No. We just had a bunch of stuff from yesterday where it's basically the 180-degree rule, right? So we had the 180-degree rule, and we just want to go back. I'm just going to do this really fast here on Procreate. It'll be easier. 180-degree rule. That was a line, right? And a half circle. This is a top-down view of what it would look like if you're filming on location, and really quickly, that's the circle, that's the arc in which the camera is going to operate. So again, really quickly, top-down view, there's person A, here is person, there's a little bit of an ear and eyebrow, whatever, person A and person B, and the cameras are going to be let's just do this really quickly. Just a quick recap, 180-degree rule, right? Because this all lies in with how do you draw a specific scene, right? Oh, gotta get my pen. It usually goes to that. Here we go. One, camera, and then we're gonna have, that is the area in which the cameras will exist, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have these here. Little bit of a camera here. Here, and this is a wide angle shot establishing 2 people, and we're just going to have the matching camera shots. This is super rough notes. This is how it works when you start and you're planning. Okay, really quickly, you establish your characters here, camera left, camera right. Never cross this line, never come in this area there, ever. These cameras will never come into there, because then it looks like each character is going to be looking in this same position all the time, like that. And if person B is looking this way, and if you cross the camera over the left shoulder person B or A here, and that's person B, and we have the camera here, this is that angle right here. Looking at that character, it's right there, okay? So this camera, looking at this person, it's gonna look like that on the frame. Now, again, if we were to use this one, this, for this character here, for camera, this camera here, looking at camera person A, they're gonna look like that direction, because then it naturally looks like they're going to have that eye line naturally connecting them in the scene, right? If we ever were to have this angle on camera on person B, and then we cross the camera to get this person A, and we went over there, over B's right shoulder area, they're going to look like this, because they're both looking to the left of that frame. So you got to have the frames left to right, right to left. That's how you do it. Very simple. So how do you do certain things like an action scene? Well, that's actually easier than you would think. You use beats. You have a beat sheet. You have moments that you know you have to get down. A lot of the times when it comes to an action scene is when you have more people involved. If I were to draw an action scene for a comic book, it would be completely different. I'm the director, I'm the cameraman, I'm the stunt coordinator, I'm doing all of that on my own. Here is a basic template I did that I like to use just for planning. So I'm going to go to blue. Why do we use blue? It's easier to plan with, plus it's the traditional non-photo blue that was used in animation back in the day for storyboards. So let's just see how thickness is too thick. Bring it down about halfway, and that's good. So, well, actually, I like to use this. A lot of the times I like to use this pen, just on a side note. Clayton Henry, you can find him on Gumroad on Instagram, Blue Sky, all those places. And this is his ink like that. I just really love the chunkiness of it, and I just think it's great to work with for planning, and also for even tighter when it's on pens. I make it to darken pen. So what we'll do is we'll just go with an action scene. What I did is, so you guys can figure this bit out. How do you do an action scene? Here's a shitty script I generated with AI. I am not joking. I just spent 5 minutes looking for an AI program that can actually make us a crappy scene. And I promise you, it is as bad as some of the things you see on TV. So we're just gonna go really quickly. How do we do this really fast? Fade in, exterior city, street, day, generic. Sun shines over a bustling city. Hear distant sounds of traffic. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes as a black SUV careens around the corner and tires are screeching. I have not read this yet. This is just to let you guys know it's the first time I'm reading this, ever. I just formatted it really quickly, copied and pasted into Word, and moved on from there. I just wanted a sample for you guys, okay? That's all I want is a sample. So what are we gonna focus on? We're gonna focus on a city, street, and day. Sun shines brightly over the bustling city. We're probably going to have a lot of cutaways, and the director's going to say, we're going to have a lot of stock footage we're going to throw in there, but the one shot we're going to need to have and establish to start, if I were the director here and you were my storyboard artist, it's like, I read this, am I going to have a bustling city and traffic and chatter and then the loud crash? All of those things could be stock footage and bought on stock footage sites. Adobe Stock, there's a bunch of other online sources and marketplaces you can get them from that they specialize on that. Instead of hiring a camera crew and spending 3-4 days to get some shots of a city, you can buy all that and import that into your project, into your film, and then you got nothing to worry about. What we need to focus on is this. Suddenly, a loud crash as an SUV careens around the corner. Tires are screeching. So that's going to juxtapose everything else. So if I were the director, I would be like, okay, let's just go ahead and start with the city. And we're going to go right here. Zoom into the one panel. I like to use this one. It's 3x4, 12 panels a page. And that kind of helps me go when I go left to right. And I plan this one. I always say this to my directors. This is how I like to plan, because if you want to reformat it, I can easily move the panels into a one column by, with 3 in a row. And I've had directors do that as of last year recently for the show Earth Abides. After all the work that we did, they asked, could I do it that way so we can print it out and give to everybody? Not an issue. Panels got larger. Everyone was able to see it. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So let's go with the first shot. It's going to be a city. And we're just gonna keep this locked in. We'll just go like this. We wanna have a perspective of the city here like this. Let's just go this way. Just like this. We're gonna have some blocks. We're gonna have some really rough perspective lines. There's my vanishing point, right? And just like this. I'm just gonna go like that here. I'm gonna have a bit of a sidewalk, like this. And we're gonna have, sidewalk careens out that way. We're just going to establish a bit of blocks. Later, I will go ahead and establish that this is going to be a street with buildings like that, okay? And no one really cares. What we really care is the car is going to come around this way, and we're going to put in a box. Later, I go in and I refine all the art of what looks like what here and there. So I will go ahead and I'll redefine the type of thing in here, the type of car. I put in a basic box. I'm gonna have some arrows and it swerves. And I go like this. This is how I do my notes. Today's really about how do I do my notes to do this. swerve. Okay? You got that? You got that? Swerve. Actions. We're having here, it's going to intercut with everything else. It won't even matter if it's going to match the angle or whatever, because this is going to be a camera right here and it's going to be a bit wide. Then my director will say, can you make it a bit wider? That's easy. We'll just go like this. Going to go a bit wider like that. Just shrink it. Just use the tool here to shrink it like that. There you go. That's it. Swerves. Establish the buildings a bit taller like that, you know. Maybe just make it a bit more flat line like this, like that. And we're just going to establish that there's some buildings here, right? Just a bit like that. Just a little bit. We can do all of the other perspective challenges and everything. Everyone has issues with perspective. Another day we're going to go over and have really quick tips and tricks about that. So what we'll do is we'll go to the next shot. What's a really dynamic shot that's going to make it really interesting in the frames, that out of nowhere the thing swerves in and out of frame. And then we can have the, what does this terrible script say? It says SUV careens around the corner and the tires are screeching. So let's have a low angle looking up like this. We do this a lot. Up, down, pan, left and right, tilt up and down. So just so you guys remember, it's always pan left and right, tilt up and down. It's not tilt left and right, tilt up and down, tilt and crane and tilt down, tilt, tilt, tilt to the right, move. This never always tilt. It's pan left and right, tilt up and down. It's never tilt left and right. People get confused with that. Directors do too. A lot of directors still get mixed up with that. So a traditional shot is having a really low angle, wide angle lens. If you want to know what wide angle lens is, get some toy cars and put them in front of your iPhone or smartphone camera, and you get everything in focus really close. That's a wide angle lens. Everything's in focus. Everything will be in focus up to 18 or 10 millimeter lenses. That's usually how that works. So if this were a floor plan, I would have this is, say, the floor area, and that is the street, and that is the crosswalk. And I'm going to put, say, this little box is the camera, and that is the direction of the SUV driving that way. It's the white Bronco. If you guys know what that is, you're as old as me. Congratulations. There's a little thing. So it's going in this direction. There's a camera, and it's going to stay looking in that direction, okay? That's what we're gonna do here. That's a top-down floor plan view, and usually when you work with a crew, you'll have a crew that is gonna include stunt directors, directors of photography, your producer, production manager, rarely, but your producers will be there sometimes, your stunt directors, your visual effects, your photographers, your first AD, first assistant director. They will let you know what you have on the day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, I'm going to play with a bit of foreshortening here. And I want to have the back of the truck swerve like this. Always use your arrows, people. Block arrows are your friends. I learned this by studying the great storyboard art of a bunch of great movies, and I will show that to you on another day. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the button, and you will. You can ask a question, leave a comment if you want, and I'll get to it. And just click that bell to get notified when I put out another one, because I'm going to start doing this a bit more regularly now, because there was a lot of response to an older video that I did years ago. And I felt like, you know what, I have the time, I'm going to do this now. And everyone's going to benefit from my experience, right? Anything you do will always be benefited by the amount of planning you have for any project. Video game, live events, projected events at live events, television, film, cinematics, social media, what have you. As long as you have your frame rates, you have your frame sizes, you're going to be good to go here. So we're going to have it swerve. And maybe you can even have a little bit of a camera pan and follow to kind of follow how it swerves, and it's going to go and then it drives off quickly in that direction. So the next thing is, so that's the first shot. 2 shots establishing the first line of action. Real live in action here is this right here. Loud crash echoes as the SUV careens around the corner, tires screeching, right? So now we want to go into inside. We see our bad guy, rugged, determined man in his 30s, gripping the wheel, backseat, clutches a duffel bag, glancing nervously at the rearview mirror. Not today. All right, so then we're going to have a point of view. So this is going to be shot 1, 1, then 1, 2. So scene 1 and scene 2, okay? Everything's numbered scenes. Usually you'll get scripts that are numbered. Scene 1, and this is shot 3. So it's going to be inside. We see our bad guy. So we'll have a bit of a medium-ish close of the guy gripping the wheel like that. Like this. Here's the steering wheel. Like this. Establish a bit of a guy here. You know, like this. There we go. Some sweat. Like that. I'm just going to give him, he's going to play the evil character, so he's going to have a mustache. Just really, really rough. Really, really rough. Sausages for fingers, peanuts for fingertips, a peanut or almond shape. It's usually how it works. There you go. He's driving. I'm going to feel a bit of the rear view mirror here, like that, you know, as he swerves. And then we got the close up on the guy. And then we're going to have the hand. We're going to have a bit of the seats here. And we're going to have a duffel bag, okay? Just a big duffel bag, just really loose. Look, this isn't perfect, but this is how we plan, you know? And we're gonna have the guy, his hand reach for in the back seat. Now, why in the back seat? I don't know. I have no clue, guys, okay? Why is it in the back seat? And you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna have this meeting with my director and he's go, hey, let's get so-and-so on the phone. Do you think we can make it on the passenger side? Why would he put it in the back seat of the car? Because then he can't keep his eyes on the road. It would be more within easier reach, which is going to be in the back of instead of the back seat, the passenger seat. So we'll have it, so we'll even have it like a wider angle of the car. We'll go like this. And I've actually done a shot like this, where he grabs at something next to him. It was recently for the show Earth Abides. And I'm gonna put the steering wheel here, like this, and then the dashboard, like that. So we're gonna have some foreshortening wide angle lenses here, you know, like this here. Here's the guy. And here we're gonna have a bit of the car, just establish the lines of the car, right? There's the seat, there's the ear, and he grabs at it, you know, and we're gonna have the rear view mirror this way, just like that, you know. We're just gonna, just really, really rough, basic lines and shapes. It's interior SUV, okay? From passenger seat. Now you can't read that. I can read that. Does my director need to read this? No, because they're not gonna get this. They're gonna get a much more polished image because that's what the production will need. And it's gonna help them with even editing, like even pre-editing the sequence to see the timing of it. Then they'll figure it out. Like they'll just take these and throw them in and on the day before they go shoot. They go, what do we need? What do we need extra? What's gonna work here? So he's grabbing this. There is that, and put some vents there. There you go, you're inside the car, okay? And then it looks in the rear view. We'll have a shot, kind of dirty over the shoulder, and I go like this, OTS. We know that's that guy, OTS, over the shoulder. Slide, stop sliding, iPad. So we're gonna go ahead and establish that he's looking in the classic rear view mirror shot, and we'll be in the back seat. They'll have a cameraman in the back seat off to the angle. They'll be angled off a little, and that's how it usually works. They'll just be slightly angled, and there's that little flippy tab that's on every mirror. like that. And we'll see his eyes like this. Like that. And usually to do a shot like this, they're going to make it so you can't legally drive the way we tilt these angles on these mirrors, because just to get these eyes, because just so you're all aware, breaking the fourth wall here, if you were to actually go in the back seat and angle yourself to get that shot, your camera's going to be in the shot. It doesn't work. You got to angle that thing in such a way that it only catches his eyes and it reflects that image to the cameraman, and we don't see it. He's never going to see what's behind him, ever. It's so illegal. It happens all the time. So this is shot a 5. This one is shot 4. It's all scene 1, and then he says, "Not today." And then we go outside, scene 2. Scene 2, it says here, right here, get some light. 2 cops, Jess, 30s, athletic, quick-witted. And Sam, 30s, laid back, but sharp. Ooh, AI, you cut your teeth on this script. Emerge from a nearby alley, spotting the SUV. Wow, this is like an episode of TJ Hooker. If you know what that is, you're as old as I am. Congratulations, you're one of the awesome people. Jess, there he is. Let's move. They sprint, weaving through pedestrians. So if this guy has turned, so let's establish his movement here. We established that he's pulled in from the left side of the frame and going towards the bottom here, and we have him going down towards the bottom of the left, and he's driving straight on. We have him going that way because it's the only way we can get that shot. So we got them coming out. We're gonna have like a medium, and we're gonna have them coming out of an alleyway, and just like this, just like some walls, establish the walls. Remember, this is all loose, no one gives a shit. Some people, directors, will want it this rough. If they can read it, that's what's important. I'm not joking. Many times they've asked me for this, and many times other storyboard artists have told me this is how their directors actually wanted their pages, because it's just for them, really, not for anyone else. So we're gonna have Jess, and then we'll have Sam. Like that. Now it says, what is it, 2 detectives? They're 2 cops. Okay, so we're just gonna go like this. And this cop's gonna have a ponytail. What is it? Jess. Jess will always have a ponytail, right? And there are gonna be 2 cops on the beat. There's their badges, right? Little triangles for the hips, belts, radio, like that, belts, holsters, just like that, you know? And I'm gonna have them go look like this, turn and look. So we'll have a shot where, you know, possibly before we'll have the car go in front of them as it drives past, and then it goes, let's go. So they say, there he is, let's move. And then they start sprinting, and then we'll have them running. We're just gonna establish that they are running a bit wider, like this. Like this. Badge. We'll have this being Jess. Just establish some more feminine curves quickly. And then, so we established that a really quick pose for running. Just a few simple triangular angled edges. That's it. You know, that little cross for the face. That's it. Mouth. That's it. You're done. We'll do the same for Sam here. We'll have them just running as well. And all you need to do is just kind of have them running after the dude. So we're just going to do some, you know, polygonal shapes like this. And I'm going to just establish him running you know, on a different pace like this, you know, and I'm going to go like a bit more this way. If you want to know how to draw this, you know, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of other people that'll tell you how to draw this better than me. you're not here for that. You're here to learn how to get that story down quick and fast and dirty. That's what this is about, guys. Not about you being the best artist. You can't be the best artist in film if you don't know how to tell the story, if you don't understand the film language, the film rules. That's what this is about. Okay? Like this, like that, badge this way. Sam is now running too. Okay? And I'm just gonna go action lines. Learn from the best, steal from anime if you love anime. Action lines. Oh, I forgot their foot. There we go. Establish the foot. Like this. So they're running. So we see that they're in stride, okay? They're running and they got these long, you know, and they're running through the crowd. We'll probably get like a wide of them, you know, like this. Like that, you know, just like this running. Just like that a couple of times, just going. I just do the stick. Oh, I can't even draw stick people. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Look what I did. There you go. Does that look like a person running? Yeah. Is it good? No. Does it look like they're running? Yeah. Can I work on this and tighten it up better? Yes. Will I refine it better for production so when they see this, it'll look better? Yes. Will they understand what's happening in the frame? Yes. So scene 1, 2, 2, wait, sorry. 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and they just chase after him. Right? 2, 4, and then we'll just kind of like, you know what? We're just going to end it there. We don't need any more for that because in the next shot in this script page with the written brilliantly by Monsieur AI, Madame AI, genderless AI. There he is. Let's move. Right? Bad guy glances back, sees them, floors accelerator, speeds off, leaves them in dust. Why do they always run? Okay. Because they know we're coming. Wow. You think so, Jess? You think so? You're going to be lieutenant with that kind of observation skills. They pick up speed. Apparently, they have engines in their bodies and they can get faster and they make their way through the street. So I obviously have written stuff like this and I had to go ahead and change it because there's no way I would ever write that and say that they just immediately pick up speed. I just basically go ahead and I would figure out a way of using the environment that could possibly be in this scene and not go, hey, let's just accelerate, go turbo, like sprint. You just hold down on shift on your gamepad or something. Come on. And go dash. Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. You got to make it look real. Oh, we got to have her pointing. There you go. She's pointing. It looks like a, she's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Looks like a penis, but hey, you know what? Everything looks like a penis these days. So, okay. Disney has them all over the place. Okay, so we're going to have back to this guy. This is what I do. Copy, right? Because we're going to cut back to this. The editing is going to come back to this and just change eye direction. This is how we plan. Change eye direction. Right? He's going to be looking and noticing the cops and not today, whatever. Why do they always, there is, let's move. Yeah, whatever. He's just going to sprint. So we're going to have a shot of the foot on the pedal like this. We're going to have the pedal like this. Down on the pedal. Okay? Foot down on the pedal. That's in the car, right? So that's 3, 1, and 3, 2. Okay. There he is. Let's move. Right? And then bad guy sees him. Accelerators. SUV speeds off. And then we'll have him go this way because we had to establish that he's going towards the bottom left or left of frame. We're going to have him go right of frame. We're just going to have it kind of almost the same low angle foreshortening shot like that. Just like this. Again, you don't want to give a shit about what this looks like right now. You just want to establish that the car is going this direction. okay? Actually, I should be more specific. Because it's foreshortening, we're gonna go like this, our perspective angles of the, like this, okay? We're just gonna go angles like this. We're gonna go that way. Because that way, at least, when I put my arrows in, people are like, oh, that really helped with the arrows. A lot of people, I'm not joking, do not know what the hell these arrows represent. And I'm just like, you have got to be kidding me. How can you not know it means going this way or that way, or this way or that way, right? Usually when I'm done with once they said that, I don't know what it means, take the arrows out. And then I gave it to them. This is for a private company for corporate videos. And I was literally directing these corporate videos for this company. And they said, we don't know what's going on. Take out the arrows. No one understands it. And it was for tech. It was for tech products, looking like, you know, how iPads and everything float in free space. Then what happens is they came back to me and said, put the arrows back on. The animator doesn't know what's going on. I go, exactly. That was for the animator, not for you. The animator needs to know. Because if they don't know what direction anyone is going in, how the hell is anyone going to understand, right? You need the arrows. It's there for a reason. Wheel well, there we go. SUV drives off. 3, 3, and then 3, 4. We're going to, actually, this will be 4 and then 1. 4, 1. And then Sam. We'll have a medium close on Sam running. We'll have him in his Tom Cruise running pose like this. Like that, okay? I hope you guys are enjoying this live. If you're not watching it live, I hope you're enjoying watching this still. Remember, like and subscribe, hit that bell, put a question in the comments so I can get back to you guys later. And then maybe I can answer some more questions about taking on an action here, right? Like this, really just quickly establish the dude here, like this. There we go, really quickly. Remember, if you want to draw and learn how to draw a character great, there's a lot of great people out there that will help you with that. We're not here for that. We're here to learn. Story, planning story. That's what this is about. We're here to plan story, okay? How do we establish our story? How do we get our editor what they need to finish this scene? That's what this is all about. How do we get what the editor needs? This is one of the things I learned in film school back in the day when we learned on actual film and edited on actual film on actual Steenbecks, 16 millimeter Steenbecks. And they said, get your editor what they need. And if you want to know how to tell a story, start editing. Don't direct, don't write, start editing, right? Because then you're going to know exactly how you're going to tell your story. What shots do you need? How is pacing? An editor will make you a better director. A writer will make you a better storyteller. Planning your shots as rough as they are like this will make you a better cameraman. All of these things are linked and connected. That's basically how that works, right? Then we'll have a matching shot of just saying, because they know we're coming. That is like the most brilliant writing I've ever seen written by. If this wasn't written on crayon, I would have thought this was something like NCIS or some crap. Like that's how bad AI is making scripts. I'm just letting you know, that's AI. This isn't. I've worked a lot with AI. AI still doesn't understand the nuances of specific things, of camera placement, of on the day, of what's going to happen with which actor can we film on a day according to schedules. Maybe the actors aren't available and they don't show up for 2 weeks, so we got to get the shots with this guy down because he's got to be gone at the end of the month, and the other actor is in. They just got to get all this availability. The more you're in the machine, the more you understand there's so many things involved with creating something like this shot on this day, okay? So that's what we have here. That's how you plan going from left to right, down, left and right, okay? And that's how I make these panels happen, is I go like that. So let's just go over this and take a look. We start here and we go this way, cross, down, cross, down, cross, down. Every panel will move to the next one easily, moving left to right. The camera angle and the motions change when he comes around the left side of the corner and goes down the left. He's moving right to left. Only in here are we able to see that he is actually facing right, because he's constantly moving right frame, right? He's going to be moving right frame because once they start chasing him, we change the axis and move him to the right, moving left to right, not right to left, because he's going to lose because they're going to catch him. They're moving left to right afterwards. They were moving on the right to left. They're weaker in position, so they're on the right side of the frame. Just like on the last video, if you guys want examples of how I can take 3 different movies of different genres and connect one scene of 2 characters talking to establish power in the scene, let me know in the comments and I'll put that together so you guys can understand what we can do with the power of left to right. And I have some good suggestions I've actually used in class. So that's how we establish an action scene with more than 6 panels, telling a bit of an action story. That's the live for today, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I like doing it. Like and subscribe. Come back. Hit the bell. Leave a comment. Say hey. Thanks.